Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Hey, hello, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me in here in my sewing room, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle or at least get some work done in there, right? So, well, hello, everybody. Great to see you guys in the chat. Oh, my goodness. The gang's all here, right? I'm using my coffee cup today I got from Glory up in Massachusetts. It says, hit the thumbs up button. How cute is that? So nice. I've used this for a couple years. I just love it. So great to see you guys. All righty. I've used this for a couple years. I just love it. So great to see you guys. I got to make sure I can see what you see because we're going to be doing some computer work today. I hope you guys had a very wonderful weekend. Barbara wants to know how Keith is. He's driving me absolutely batty, so he's perfect. Let's do the dogs, shall we? Thank you for asking, Barbara. That's very thoughtful. I've got one out of shot. You can come over here. Yeah, you got to come where people can see you. Your cute little tail. Yes, you do. What good girls. There. One for Dottie, one for Frito. These are Dave biscuits. So he gets these at Bucky's, and it's the bacon in one, and absolutely love it. They think they're great. And then we've got some rawhide chew sticks. Boy, her teeth are coming in so good, y'all. She's just 5 months. She's doing so good. All right. Oh, Bobbin's driving you crazy, Amy. I'm sorry. You guys want your sticks? You guys want your sticks? Okay, we're going to go out. Let's go out first. Okay. We have to go over here, and we're going to go out of the room so we don't get in the cords all morning. Yeah, you're a good girl. There you go. You're going to sit at a girl. Sitting before her treat. She is so good. Her manners. Oh, my gosh. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, my goodness, y'all. We had a great weekend. Beautiful weather here in South Texas in the 80s every day. Very, very nice. Keith is doing really well. We finally changed. If you're brand new, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Keith had surgery on his right shoulder Thursday, and he's doing wonderful. So, oh, Donna's a new member of our private members group. Thank you for joining, Donna. I'm glad you're here. So he had a little bit of arthritis, or a lot of bit of arthritis, and that was taken off the top of the shoulder, and they removed a bone spur up underneath. No work on the rotator cuff was required. So he's doing wonderful. And we've got that lift chair that we got from FlexiSpot last year, and that's been awesome. You know, because anytime you try to get up, you're using both shoulders for balance, right? So that's been really, really nice to have that. But Sandra's from Ontario, Canada. Hi, Sandra. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate that very much. Very much. So I got a lot of work done this weekend in the sewing room. And, you know, it was just one of those kind of catch-up things. Oh, I had something I wanted to show y'all, too, that I didn't put over here yet. Excuse me while I step away for just a second and get it done. You guys are going to be surprised, I'm sure. But I just took some time. You guys know how, when you're doing a project. Oh, Dana, thank you for joining the membership group. Thank you. That's awesome. Y'all know how when you're doing a project and it has a fail or something goes wrong with it and you just get sick of it, right? You'll be working on it. Everything's great. And then all of a sudden you're just like, ugh. And you don't even want to look at it again, right? Y'all, that's exactly where I was with Autumn Love. Not because of the dense stitching or any of that, but because I had sewn 5 blocks on the wrong background fabric. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 5 blocks. So I've been sick of it now for about a month, and I said I wasn't going to finish it or whatever, but here's what I did yesterday. So I made a new block. This was the old one on the wrong fabric. So I figure if I can knock out a block a day, I can have it caught up in about 5 days, and then I can start putting it together. So, okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Now on this one, as I was stitching it last night, I realized I didn't put the background stitching on it. The cross hatching I had on this, I'd forgotten that I did that. And I don't care about that because there's very little background fabric to see here. So I will get this out of the hoop, get it trimmed up, and we will get this new one rocking and rolling, but I'll do the other ones with background stitching. So, okay, so that is not a UFO, okay? Because we started doing this together back in July, right? We started doing it. Vicky says, big accomplishment. I know, I felt very proud. And Keith is driving me crazy. He's bored out of his mind. He can only watch so much TV, and then he takes a nap and recharges his battery. And he's just constant. What are you doing? What's going on? What's happening? Constantly, fix my Iceman, which is that big cool man shoulder water flow cooling system. I need it. And he has a cowbell. I gave him a cowbell. Our friends Lori and Gary gave us one back in 2013 when we bought our house down in Port O'Connor on the Texas coast. And it's got a beach scene painted on it, something about sand and life and it's good for the soul or something, whatever. So I'm in here and he's forever talking to the dogs and playing with them and constant noise from him coming out of I don't know when he's talking to me. And then when I don't answer him, then he's like, you don't pay any attention to me. And I'm all, So cowbell, big mistake, no. But it's good because it's hard for me to know whether he's yelling Becky or Dottie, right? So I can hear the bell and I go in there, yes, dear, what do you need? It's working out good. My life. Yeah, cowbell, I know. Okay. So then also I did some work on, on Mondays, I know the thumbnail talks about Embrilliance. There's a new 10% off coupon code. And if you are so inclined, I'd appreciate it if you use my link below in the description box where it says more ... Tap on that. It'll open up and all the links are there with a coupon code for 10% off. We'll get to that a little bit later on. But another thing I did this weekend, so I need a sip of coffee, you guys. Hold on. I love these mugs because it's the Contigo and it has a button you have to press. And when you drink out of it, it doesn't dribble down your chin. Okay. Yeah, we are putting, Sue, we're putting frozen thingies in there. We have an ice machine in the house. It's one of those smaller ones. I got it on Amazon, 10 years ago, right? And we have an ice machine. It's in the back cave here. I'm pointing at my door. It's in the back cave. That thing's rocking and rolling, putting out all kinds of ice. So we're good. All right. So I also, quilt-wise, I got some work done on the, this came out of last month's Fat Quarter Shop Sew Sampler. This is Pie Safe. And this fabric is made by Melissa Gilbert. It's designed by Melissa Gilbert from Laura Ingalls' Little House on the Prairie fame. Now, I had never used what was in the box was also the 5-inch square and a square. I'm looking at them over there, but there's too many cords for me to go grab it. And it's like paper piecing is what it is. So I used those and these all came out just fine. So there's your square and a square to start that. Okay. Yeah. Frozen water bottles. Yeah, Chris. We did that with his knee too. Y'all don't understand. That stuff where I live, I mean, we keep the house at 72 and stuff still melts super fast because it's hot. Okay. Anyway, so I got this done. I got all 4. So I'm only making 4 of these because I'm going to turn mine into a table topper, not the table runner. So got these done and they turned out great. And I'm continuing to work on those. Hopefully I can knock out that table topper this week. That'll be good because this will look fabulous on my dining room table all year long. My home is all earth tones. So this is great. So that was kind of cool. got that done. Lady wrote me and said she wanted to find this pattern. She thought it would be a great gift for a friend of hers. But this was exclusive to the Sew Sampler box. And I said, it's not on their website. I'm sorry. So anyway, so yeah, I got that done for some stitching. I usually do my quilting when I'm listening to church on Sunday mornings. So, you know, just because I've got it on running on the laptop, or I might have my earbuds in or whatever, it's nice and quiet in the house and I can listen to church, get the word, and do some stitching at the same time. And I just love that. Okay. I wanted to see if I left any paper on anywhere to prove to you guys that I actually did use those little, it all came off. Oh, here's a piece. Yeah, there's a little tiny piece of that paper left right there. I pulled it off. So, yep. Is there another one? No, that's it. That's the only, and I put my stitch length down to like 1 point. I don't know. I have a dial. It's not exact. So it was between 1.5 and 2, somewhere in there. So you've had your furnace running for 2 months? Oh my goodness, no. My air conditioner is on right now. As a matter of fact, it just kicked on. Y'all, it's unseasonably warm down here. I had never used those papers. I'd never used them. I'm not a paper piecing fan, but you know, they've got the instructions right inside the lid when you flip it up on that front inside cover. So I was reading through it. I'm like, this doesn't seem that hard. It was fine. It worked out well. Okie dokie. Also, okay. I made some more borders for Enchanted Winter, which is the Kimberbell. It's this one. I didn't get the other 2 inner borders on yet, but this is the Enchanted Winter. So we put this together the last couple of weeks, you and I, okay? And it turned out just great, but I've got still 2 more borders. I got to do this one and the one on the bottom for the inner border. I got to put that on. And those are quilted on the embroidery machine. So those are little snowdrifts on the embroidery machine. Well, the outer border, I wanted to do, so I pieced, let me get that back so I can show y'all. I pieced together this one. So like there's a seam right there. See that? I just pieced that. And there's another seam in here somewhere, I think. Each one only has 1 seam. But so on the outer border, I wanted continuous borders without having to sew them together. And so I did some magic. And y'all, this is very old school, very old school. My quilty buddy, Lisa, Betty Boop here in the chat, she says, you need to do a video on how to do this. But it'd been such a long time, I didn't want to, that would be more editing than I would care for. So what I did is I took a piece of heavyweight cutaway stabilizer. This is like the stuff you find on the back of embroidered hockey jerseys, really heavy stuff. Okay, so I know, Harriet, that Enchanted Winter is adorable, but you'll see the price tag and you won't do it. I know you. I know you. Did I get a new chair? I did. Yeah, Sherry, I did. The pink one, y'all, my back. The pink one is fine. The pink ones are fabulous. I still have those at the embroidery machine, the single needle, and the sewing. My sewing chairs. Those are my sewing chairs. I spend an inordinate amount of time at my desk, and we're at my desk right now. And so I bought a Herman Miller, and it's specifically for. And it's not even enough. I still have to put a pillow behind me, behind my lower back. So Debbie says, some of us have a budget. I got a budget. I don't stick to it, but I have one. Okay, so what you do is you put this piece, so this is a 9x14, okay? And you put a piece of stabilizer in your hoop. Those of you that have been doing this a long time, you know exactly where I'm going with it. Who's done this method before, right? So get a lumbar pillow. I could, Carol. Yeah. Hey, Carol, this is Carol right here. Carol is our winner of the giveaway last week. And Carol, I answered your email and sent you a link to a video I did. She's got the Baby Lock Venture, that 10 needle, and she's just getting started with it, and she feels real uncomfortable with it, which I can appreciate. So, oh, you used my, thank you, Patty, very much. So Dime is still having that sale. That is still on. You saw it? Okay, good. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for using my links. I appreciate it. It helps me blow my budget. All right. So what I did was I went into the background stitching files, the Quilt As You Go files that are for this quilt. And I used the outer stitch line. All I did, I did it on the multi-needle, and I told it, don't stitch anything except that outer stitch line, which is a 4.5 inch width. Okay. So this is the 10 by 4.5. This is the 4.5. What was the thing? The design is the 4 by 14 was the design, but it's got that 4.5 inch outer stitch line. That's kind of a basting thing, whatever. If you've done Kimberbell borders, you know what I'm talking about. So I just did that, and you can see the stitches. Can you see the stitches on the edge? Let me see if I can hold it. It's got my face. It's trying to do it on my face. There's some thread right there. Okay. So then I trimmed out the hole. So now all I have is an inner frame of stabilizer. All right. And then I taped the back of 2 sew tights. This is the lightweight sew tights, the aqua colored ones. I taped those to the back. Okay. Now, this was the 4 by 14. The design I stitched was the 4 by 12. Shorter to give me wiggle room. Okay. So let's see if I can put this here without it falling. No, I can't. So the 4 by, all right. So then what you do is you take your batting, right? And your fabric, and I put the end of it on with one magnet, and I put it in there. Okay. And let it do its thing. And then when it ended, I'm missing your comments. Hold on. And then when it ended, I just slid the fabric on down and continued to do this. Now, I was able to feel the edges of the stabilizer up underneath, but what I ended up doing was using the camera on my 10 needle. It's a Baby Lock Entrepreneur Pro, PR 1055. So I used the camera, and that way I could get it exactly where I needed it to be. I also, on the hoop, made sure that from where the edge of the thing ended here and here, I put a little piece of tape with a mark right there. That's a pencil mark. I just taped the outside and put a pencil mark. And that allowed me to lay the fabric and know exactly that I was in the real close neighborhood of where it needed to be. And then I just popped on those sew tights, kept going, and kept going, and kept going, and kept going. So there's one, and that this one whole strip, because you have to cut 4.5 inch strips out of the fabric that's in the kit. This one whole strip, P. Grammy wants to know, could you just float it? Well, that's pretty much what I did. I just floated it. Yeah. So I did a total of 2 of these. I've got 2 of these borders done. That's great. Yeah. But the purpose of not using a whole brand new piece of stabilizer every time is to save stabilizer, right? You don't have to. Plus that extra heavyweight cutaway, it feels like a super heavy paper, y'all. It's almost fibrous, you know? And what that does is that allows you, I can tape those sew tights on the back. And I'm gonna turn this around so you can see. Okay. Let me see. Marking is great. Yeah. So here you can see where the where the magnets are on this right here. Okay. So the only metal that it could possibly hit is here, and this is magnetic. Both of these are subject to, I mean, the magnets are going to want to stick to them. Okay. They're going to want to like that, right? I don't want that to happen, and I don't want these to shift. So when it's here, right, and it's just traveling, these arm is traveling back and forth. These magnets out here at the side, because they're outside of the stitch line, they never got close to it, and I taped them on just to make sure they're not going to go anywhere. So that's a nice little safety feature for that, and it worked fabulous. There's no other metal out here for getting, any kind of damage to the machine. So did I fill in the hole with more stabilizer? No, I did not, Betsy. I did not. You don't have to. That defeats the purpose, right? No. You only hit the stabilizer once. And did I use batting along with the fabric? Yes. So I put the fabric on the batting. This is what it looks like from the back, y'all. There's no-show mesh back there. No-show mesh is not really heavy enough to do this. You can try it. Yeah. So anyway, that's a very cool thing. We might do one together tomorrow. How's that? Did I tape the sides? No. Couldn't I have used the Brothers Continuous hoop? Vicki, I don't even know if they have that for the 10 needle. And if they do, I don't think I have it. So, oh, you got your ruler rack. Yay. Oh, good for you. Good for you. My son makes those ruler racks. You were one of the 13. There were only 13 of them available. Good for you. Do a demo. Demo would be great. Okay, we'll do a demo of that tomorrow. Okay. Bonnie and I spent 2 hours on the phone this weekend going over my schedule to get me straight so that I don't let anything fall through the cracks. And when I do stuff like this, it messes up the schedule, and she's going to have kittens. They do have a border hoop, Pam, but I don't need it. I guess I could, but I don't need it. Oh, good. So those ruler racks are custom made by my son. He's a pastor in Colorado Springs, and he gets the kids involved with it too. They help. The oldest one, Calvin, he is 14, and he packages everything and gets them out into the mail. But Calvin got a 3D printer. And a lot of you have asked me, because Keith got one. We went up there in July, and Keith saw it, and he wanted to play with it, and he wanted one, so we bought one. And it's the Bamboo Labs PS1 combo. I'm getting so many emails. What kind did you get? I want to get one for my husband for Christmas. So it's Bamboo, BAMBU Labs PS something combo. Okay. That's all I know. It's not an affiliate thing at all. Okay. They don't even sell. The ones they sell on Amazon are not the one to get. Those are not the one to get. Okay, so I told Calvin, I said, I had a set of these 3D printed legs. They're kind of struts, if you will, or mat supports for the ScanNCut. And they were fine. They were in the front, but I want a set for the back as well, so that when that 24-inch mat is going through and doing its thing, it doesn't droop and it doesn't pull or cause drag, as that mat is traveling back and forth in the cutting process. You don't want that kind of drag on your mat. So we've been going back and forth for weeks now, weeks and weeks. And there have been packages of these because I'm in South Texas and he's in Colorado Springs, of these mat supports, and he's got a finished product. And I have put them on our store site, powertoolswiththreadstore.com. These are front and back. Most of the stuff you find out on the internet is front only, but these have both. But I want to show you how fabulous these are. I love it. I love it. Okay. Yeah, Diane. Bamboo Labs. P.S. It's 1 or 2. I don't remember. And it's called a combo. And that's got the thing that sits on the top that holds the filament. And it's a deal. If you go to Bamboo Labs website itself, that's where you can get the best price on that. It's on a Black Friday thing. Okay. Have I gotten my new furniture? Yes, Bobby. It is sitting in a palletized package in my driveway under the carport right now. But my husband is down with one wing broke, right? So there it sits. So let me show you guys this, how this works. Hold on a second. These are so cool. Let me get this out of the way. Now I have a table that's got, I got to put this hoop over here. So I've got a table that's got a back thing back here to hold it up and can support the mat, right? But not everybody does. So let me show you how this works. They only come in white right now. That's all we've got. So you get all these little pieces, okay? Now, the first pieces have a little slot in them right there. See those slots? Okay, those hook right here. And it will fit on any of the SDX model. It might even fit on the CM. I don't know. I don't have a CM to look anymore. Okay, so you've got one end with a slot and you have this one fits right inside of it, nice and snug. Okay. And that's the wrong one because it didn't fit down. Okay, so now that fits nice and smooth. And this end does not have a slot. Okay, so there's one of the front legs. He's so smart. Oh my God, that boy, I'm telling you. He's 14 years old and he's going into production making these things. So we've got him on the site. I forgot to tell it not to do more after the first 20 are gone, but it's a 5 to 7 day wait. He's got another printer coming, y'all. He's got a print farm now. He's going to have another print farm. So this goes in here like this. This is a strut support and it fits nice and snug there, just like that. So that's how that goes. And this one fits right here. Look at that. Okay. So it's nice and smooth. The mat will come back here and come out and it'll be supported out here on these ends. All right. And then the back ones, this is a clip. Okay. And it's got an extension that fits into that clip. It's got a little slot right there. I have to make a video on how to put these together so that when people get them, it'll have a link in there and it'll tell them, okay, to go look at the video. Whoop, I caught it with my sleeve. Okay, so on the back of the machine, you pull out this little extension tray. The point of this extension tray was that brother put it on there was to give the 12-inch mats some support when it comes out so it doesn't droop off right off the back. So you just take this with the clip part down and it slides right on right there. Look at that. And then this one slides right on. And then that's it. And this is a nice and smooth right here so the mat can travel. All right. For you folks with 24-inch mats, this, I love it. Okay. So this is how this is going to work. I've got my 24-inch scanning mat, okay, with my little schoolhouse in there from Bunny Hill Designs. Let me get this thing. So see, look at that. It's not going to hit the floor. Now, these are nice because if you've ever left your mat in your machine and gone on about your business, and then what happens is the machine will time out. I've done this 100 times if I've done it once. I just leave the mat in there and it's stuck in with the rollers, right? Well, when it times out and turns itself off, it spits the mat out. Well, if it spits the mat out, your mat's going to hit the floor and bend on the corners, and now there's a ruined mat. This prevents that from happening, which I love. Okay, so I'm just going to hit scan and scan to cut data. I've made sure it's set to 12 by 24. I'll show you guys how to do that later. I need to load my mat. Okay, so it's going to pull it in nice and slow. Okay, and then I'm just going to press start and watch this thing go. So I love this. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to see me using this over and over. I've got these big patterns where I need a 24-inch scan. Look at that. No drag on the mat at all. It's beautiful. And when I do my cutting, you know, and this thing is going back and forth quickly, it's not getting any drag on it at all if it's got to do cutting down here at the bottom of that 24-inch mat. It's just awesome. I love this. So you missed the part about my son selling the attachments for the ScanNCut, but if he is, he wants some, go to my store site, powertoolswiththreadstore.com, or I've got a link to it. Did I put a link to it below in the video? If I didn't, I will. I think I did. Yeah, I have got them. Make cups for the side of your machine too. Marina, he's just a 14-year-old kid. Okay. Well, the cup that I have is a command. You know, it would need a command thing, but those are expensive. They're like $12 a piece. Now you want a new ScanNCut. Yeah. You don't see them in my store? powertoolswiththreadstore.com. Michelle, it's not on Amazon. It's on Power Tools with Thread Store. Oh, you know what? Go to shop and all products. That's it. I didn't put it on the home page. They're $34.95 with $5 shipping. So, because if you get just the single ones, they're like $20 or $24.95. So you're getting back ones as well. You bought some. Good for you. Yeah, it's on my store site. They are there. Yeah. Let me show you guys how to get there. Let me pull up my store site and show y'all where it's at. I need to put it on the, it's not just the home page. There's other products on there that are not the home page. Let me share that. Well, what he's getting, you can't get a patent for this. I know, Sewing Sue. It would be great, wouldn't it? Okay. All right. So here's my, that's not my store site. That's my blog. Hold on. Let's see. Did it change the web page? Okay, there we are. So if you just scroll here, you can't find them, okay? But if you go to shop and then all products right here, I need to add them in there. And then scroll on down, there they are right there. Oh, they're sold out. Oh, I had 20 of them on there. I had told it keep selling when they're sold out. So what you need to do, what y'all want to do, I don't know how. So it's a pre-order. Allow 5 to 7 days for manufacturing prior to shipping. Okay. So what you can do is right here, this black, it says notify me when available. Okay. And then you'll get an email when we've got more. All right. So anyway, thank you guys very much. Let me tell you what he's doing with that. So yeah, my son called me the other day and he said, Mom, the printer is on a Black Friday price and we haven't seen it this cheap. And, you know, he was going to sell these and buy another printer, another 3D printer. And I said, all right. So I fronted him the cash. And they ordered a new printer. It's on the way. So right now he has one, and within the week he should have two all set up and ready to go and whatnot. Eventually, oh, Charlene says, I think I just got the last one. Well, good for you. Thank you all very much. So what he's going to do, he's going into business with this, you guys. And he's either going to save up and buy a car with it, you know, or it goes into a college fund. So they're working that out because I should know by now if I mention it, it's gone. I know, Pam. I thought I told it to keep selling after they were sold out because it's a pre-order, right? But the problem is what happened if that second printer gets there and it doesn't work or there's an issue and then we've got a delay in production. These things take about 4.5 hours to print. So he thinks he can do 3 to 4 sets a day because he can have it running overnight. Y'all, they bought a what do you call it? One of those cabinets from Home Depot that has the wood top and it's full of drawers. It's a big tool cabinet. It's a tool cabinet. So he bought the tool cabinet and they put it together in the boys' rooms. The boys are on bunk beds. Are they on bunks still or did they split them? They're on bunks. He sleeps with his little brother. So they've got the tool cabinet in there and it's got one and he's going to have another. And then all of the filament and all the accessories and everything are in the drawers. And he's doing great. He is smart. It's a Husky cabinet. Thank you, Carol. Yeah. So yeah, it's sold out. Sorry, guys. So that once that second printer it's been shipped, as soon as it arrives and it is up and running and we know it works great, then we'll put more out there so he can take pre-orders and get them made. Okay. Will he ship to Australia? Please, please, please. Alda, you know, I know a lot of folks, there's none of those in Australia, right? I can see if we can do something for that. I'll see if we can't do something for that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, talk about a brilliant idea. Cindy said, what an industrious young man and what a brilliant idea. Talk about a brilliant idea. So they're having a barn made over into my son's wood shop so he can go into bigger production with the ruler racks, okay? And he's given a corner of the room to Calvin for a print farm. That's what they call them, print farms. They got to get it heated and all this other stuff. So Calvin was out there with the guy, the contractor who's doing all of the work in there. And the guy's got all these DeWalt batteries, you know, because the guy's working battery operated, whatever. And Calvin says, I can make you a storage rack for your batteries on my printer. So he already has 4 orders for a storage rack for DeWalt batteries. And he said, the guy told him, he said, when I go to a job site and my workers see this, they're going to want one too. So he found a niche. Yeah. Well, actually, other people have thought of this, Margaret. They're out there on Etsy. But the problem with Etsy, and I'll tell you guys, the problem with Etsy, I had a viewer had sent me the front ones a year or so ago in a different color, right? And I thought they were great. And I showed them on my machine, just on the front ones. And I linked to the Etsy store site. Because the link was from my channel to the Etsy store site and not directly to, like the person didn't search on Etsy themselves and find it themselves. Google was taking a chunk. They call it an external lead. Google was taking a chunk out of the profit for this guy who made them. And he canceled every order because he didn't want to give up that much. And he canceled every order. You see the battery storage on Pinterest. Yeah, it's out there. Your husband made one for his barn, Idlewise. Yep. They're great. So anyway, there we are. So there's those. And there will be more, you guys. There will be more. So you just need to sign up, notify me when they're back in stock. Okay, we came here to talk a little bit about Embrilliance. So I wanted to get started on this. 'Tis the season. I don't know if I'm going to make the wall hanging or just a mug rug, maybe just mug rugs. Okay, I don't have much wall space. Too much going on. I know we got a lot. But this is from Fabric Confetti. And if you guys ever get anything from Fabric Confetti, that's Vanessa Fromm out in Tempe, Arizona. Met her. She's fabulous. Oh, which reminds me, I will not be here Thursday and Friday of this week. I'm flying out to Tempe on Thursday. I think I can be here Thursday morning. I think I have a 12:45 flight. I think we can do Thursday. I won't be here Friday. So we'll do the giveaway on Thursday. Okay. So I wanted to make, pardon me, I wanted to make this. And this is the pattern. But if you guys are ever ordering from Fabric Confetti, be sure to use the code PTWT, Power Tools with Thread 10, PTWT10 for 10% off her designs. Okay. So anyway, I'll probably do a couple of these. These are just precious. I'll have these all over the house. Okay. So today I wanted to demo. My plan last night was to demo those ScanNCut support legs and make some of these little animals and pre-cut the pieces because that's what her instructions are for pre-cuts. Okay. Thumbs up. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that. So most of it's dense stitching. Most of it's a fill. Like the face is a fill, but you need the background of the face is fabric, and then the background of the little shirt is fill. Okay. So the head, the hat, and the shirt are applique. So here's what happens when I don't have a kit. Y'all let me know. Let me know if this happens to you. How cute, right? See how there's the shirt. She loves batiks. There's the face, and she used a coordinating fill thread for the hat to go with the shirt. So, no, this is a sample. She says, Bessie said, looks like I already made it. No, this is a sample I got from Vanessa to show y'all. This is just a sample. Okay. So this is what happened to me last night. So I said, well, let me get the fabric ready to be cut on the ScanNCut so I can demo those support legs, right? So then I'm like, well, here we go. I have to choose fabric. All I got to do is choose a shirt and a hat. That's all I got to do, right? So I'm like, I don't know. My batik selection is this big, okay? So then I said, well, let me get some coordinating Christmas fabric. So I have bundles here of On Dasher and maybe something else, a couple other Christmas lines. And then I was like, okay, let's see, that guy had a red shirt. So let me look for a red. And then the pictures in the instructions have a different color hat. And I know it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't. But then I'm like, okay, so if I make 4 of those animals, then I want all the fabrics to match, but I don't want to use the same ones. And I don't want to use a big print. And so I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay, that one had a blue shirt. So I could choose this blue, this little kind of grayish blue. That would be cute. And then which one would I pick for the hat? I got so overwhelmed with one animal. I got so overwhelmed. I couldn't think. And then I realized I had to do it for 3 more animals. And I just shut down. I was like, I can't do that. If I don't have a fabric kit, I can't do that. So then I thought, okay, well, tomorrow then maybe I can just make 1 mug rug because I got to have enough fabric too for around the outside. And everything's got to match. Same value, same whatever. And maybe I don't, and I lost it. I was just like, I can't do it. Cutie's mama says things like that happen to me all the time. Y'all, I'm a kit person. That's why I love KimberBell stuff. Okay. I love KimberBell. Here's your fabric kit. Use this fabric in this spot. Yes. Thank you. I can do that. Boom. And it works and it's fabulous. You have to walk away from stuff, Heidi, when you get like that. This was so overwhelming to me that I just, and so my watch goes off at 3:15 in the afternoon, and it says it's a reminder to make my thumbnail, which is to get the stream set up for the next morning. So that's all out of the way before happy hour starts at 4, right? Last night it was 8 o'clock, and Keith came in. He said, I'm going to bed. And I'm sitting here and I'm staring at an empty computer screen, and I've got this thing of fabric in my lap. And he said, is your thumbnail done? And I said, do not speak to me. He said, are you having a brain fart? I said, I can't. Put me in front of a computer and I'm rocking and rolling. I got that down. Let's talk about Embrilliance. So Embrilliance is having they put out a 10% off coupon. I'm going to go over here. The squirrel. Yeah, the squirrel is from this. She said, your thumbnail has a squirrel on it today. No, that was yesterday's. That was wasn't that last week? I can't remember. It was one of these. I think. That was a mess, y'all. Hot mess. I had to stare at this pattern repeatedly to find the right fabrics. See how the fabrics are the same on that first block right there? I just need a picture and the fabric and I'm good. But if I don't have a picture or there's an option, I'm lost, completely lost. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Let me swap over to my other computer over here. Okay. I need to. There we go. All right. Got it. Yay. Okay. No echo, none of that. Okay. Oh, no. I know, Linda. She says fabrics that are the same drive me nuts. Me, I know. Ugh. Crazy. Okay, y'all. That's just not a gift I was born with. I just can't. That's why I joined the military, okay? They told me what to wear every single day for 20 years. I loved it. I didn't have to think. This is what happens. Yeah, Vanessa has pre-cuts too. Yeah. You know, that and then what'll happen is I'll go to the trouble of cutting some fabric out, and then I'll be halfway through the design. I'm like, I don't like that. Let me choose something else. It's bad. It's hard. So I wanted to show you guys what you can do with this. I need to share my screen with y'all. And we're going to go, we're going to go into an infinity screen for a minute, just a second here, so you guys can see what's going on. And then I'm going to do this. Okay. So this is just, this is where I kind of was like, I don't know what to do. Let me find, let's see. What did I do with, here they are. Okay. Those are the JPEGs. These are the pictures that I clicked. This little squirrel right here. I think this was it. Yeah. This is what you saw on the thumbnail. See? So cute. That's adorable. All right. So this is the mug rug. Let me go into design folders and PES, which is the format that I need. And we'll go without quilting just so that it looks, just so the quilting is not distracting. Let's go to there we go. All right. I know where I am now. So I want to show you this. So if you've never used Embrilliance, just quickly, This is your main design area right here. And whenever you put something on it, you get a list of everything, all the parts and pieces that make up that design right here. This is called the objects panel right there. And then below that, you have the properties. And this gives you the property of the objects. And then in this case, it's just a color tab to tell you what it is. Now, I'm going to let me open a couple of new tabs. I like Embrilliance because this looks like Microsoft Office. It's got new, open, save, print, copy, paste, blah, blah, all the same. So I've opened one tab, and right there, I was working on that for our members only video. And then I was playing with this last night, trying to figure out what parts and pieces were the applique. Okay. So there we go. There's an empty tab, and I want another one. So this is just really easy. All right. So this is a blank thing. And let me go back to my folder where, yeah, here we are. Oh, no, wrong one. This is what happens when I don't close them. So let's say I want to make the rabbit. Let me get rid of this one. So this is, there's my rabbit. Okay. And then on my other one, it says Merry and Bright. And then on the other one, let's make the little, is he a raccoon? Warm wishes. This is just a basic, how to. Let me turn these. See, 90 degrees up here, left or right. How easy is that? Okay. And then I'm going to click this one. I'm going to select the whole thing in the objects panel, and I'm going to turn it there. So let's say I want to make the rabbit, but I don't want the merry and bright part. All right. I want the warm wishes this holiday season part. Instead, I want it to say this. This is just a very basic merge, copy, paste, that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do on the rabbit, I'm just going to highlight just the parts that I don't. Let me see if it'll let me select the parts I don't want. That's not doing it. Okay, so I'm going to come over here in the objects panel. So you get an alignment line right in the middle, which is very handy. Okay. And then you can go down on each one and see what it is. Now, default 10 dark blue is the applique color that Vanessa likes to use for applique position. So when you click on that and it highlights it, you can see it's the shirt. If you want to make your own appliques, then you just right click on the color chip and tell it applique position. And it changes up here. So everything that is default 10 dark blue, click it, right click, applique position. Her little ears. Okay. And then that's it, just those. But here's the Merry and Bright. And I'm going to hold the control key, and here's the Let's Be Merry and Bright. So there's all the words. I'm just going to hit delete on the keyboard. Then they're going, uh-oh, another one. The outer stitching. Get rid of that. Okay. And now I'm going to come back over here. Warm wishes this holiday season. Let's open this up and find it. That's not it. That's his collar. I guess the words are last. Yep. This one. And this one, and the top stitches. Okay. So I'm going to right click on it and copy, and come back over here and right click and paste. And then I'm just going to move it over with my arrow keys. Look at how simple that is. This is just an example of how you can, well, let me put this. I'm looking at these little black handles on the center and make sure it's on the center line. Okay. So that's how easy it is to create new designs from pre-existing designs by copying and pasting. So what we did essentially was we merged a design. You can do that. And it's going to stitch out just fine. And so I've got these already highlighted. That was applique position, and this one was applique position. Yeah. So down here in the properties box now, I'm just going to click on, left click on this. And when you do that, you get the thread dialog box. I got a, okay, I'll talk about that. Or a viewer let me know, and gosh, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. It was last night. You can also come up to edit and you can select by color. It's the same thing. You just left click on this. Okay. And I'm going to go to the applique tab here. Applique position. I change the default inflate to 0.0 and click save all. Okay. And let's see, this is rabbit small. That's what that was. I did it last night. I'm going to override it and click save. And do I want to replace? Yes. Okay. And okay. And okay. Now I can go out to, let me see here. Let me stop sharing this for a second. There. So now I can go out to, let me go to Brother Canvas Workspace online. You can use the download version if you want to import it. Okay. So now let me share my screen with y'all. Okay. And then I can just come over here to the new button. Now, there are SVG files on that with that design. I don't know if they fit exactly, but I know these will. So I'm going to click the SVG button, import SVG, and I'm going to choose my file. And I've got a, where did I put it? I think I put it in here. Is it iCloud Photos? No, that's not it. Downloads. 'Tis the Season banner and mug rugs, and I created an SVG from Embrilliance. There's my rabbit. Open and okay. And I get both pieces, and I know they fit exactly. See that? So that's cool to be able to do that. Very, very neat. Let me stop sharing that. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to come back here. There. Awesome. So, Debbie's here. You've got a really good point. Debbie inflates a bit because her aim isn't great at setting it down. Yes, I say frequently that ironing is its own skill set. So the beauty of these designs, y'all, is that it's not a blanket stitch like an Amy Bradley. It's got a nice, good 3 to 3.5 millimeter blanket stitch around all the pieces. So that wide blanket stitch, satin stitch, sorry. So that wide satin stitch is going to cover anything. And then afterwards, because there's no tack down in these designs. There's not a tack down stitch. How do you save a project in Canvas? You're losing all of yours? Karen, are you using the online version or the download? So, oh, thank you. Before you could sew, you appreciate it, but you still don't need that, even though you don't need the service anymore. What's the difference between my files and my SVG files size-wise? I'm not sure. I haven't looked. I didn't look. I don't know. Katie had made this already, and she told me that she tested, and you just stitch right on. So you go ahead and cut a piece, right? And then stitch right on your stabilizer, just that one part. You don't have to go through the whole design, and see if that one little piece fits. And then if you need to do a plus or anything on your ScanNCut. These are from Fabric Confetti. They're so cute. And with Embrilliance, you can make your own SVG files. This is Fabric Confetti. Use coupon code PTWT10 for 10% off. And you're going to get the mug rugs and the little wall hanging. I just didn't need that kind of fabric choosing stress that late in the evening. So anyway, Oh my gosh, you guys, our hour is up already. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I will go ahead and set up for tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to do that continuous border on the multi-needle, or you can do it on a single needle as well. I'm going to show you how I do and set up that, thing. Well, if the online version, there's a button to save with the inbox. Yeah. But if you've got the download version, you've got to go over to file and save and all that. And it saves, it's a weird thing. And we can talk about that later. Okay. All right, y'all. I love you guys. And thanks for putting up with me this morning. Last second, what am I going to do tomorrow type thing. So, all right. I will see y'all later. I hope you get some time in your sewing room. Y'all go sew something. Bye.